Hello. Hi, everyone. Hope I'm coming through okay and you can see me and hear me and that. Let me know that it's all working all right and we'll be ready to fill this big gap in the table. We're ready to play some Imperium. I assume we'll be filling the gap in the table. Usually we're putting loads of cards out. Today could be completely different to that because I asked for suggestions when Imperium came really high on the playthrough vote again, which is I think this is the fourth one for Imperium Horizons, and I did maybe four for the original Imperiums. You keep asking for them, I'll keep doing them because we've got so much before we start repeating ourselves here. We are jumping to the suggestion was Cultists, who were the ones that jumped out at me when I first got the set, but Cultists are complex, and so originally, we'll start with the easiest ones. We'll maybe bump it up a complexity notch. Now we are jumping into the deep end and going straight for the Cultists. And so I am kind of going in expecting it to all go wrong, to all go horribly, so we can only be pleasantly surprised if it goes okay. Like, a loss is expected. If we can get anywhere near what the bot manages to do here, we'll consider it an incredible victory. Hey everyone, hey Touche, Lance, Johan, Matt, Mikhail, John, thank you for being here. Let's have a look then. If my buttons work, and it looks okay, we can have a look at the Cultists then. So as you can see, out of the 5-star complexity rating that everything has, the Cultists are 6. They only get 3 exhausts rather than 5. Their aggression is ruthless. Playing as the Cultists is an experience like no other, with your ceremony cards taking you on a dark journey to reaching a corrupted state. So a strange thing about them, they start as an empire. Usually you start as barbarian, then you progress to an empire later on. We start as an empire and kind of work, not necessarily backwards, we start as an empire and move on to barbarians, but that is not where our state cards ends, because we've got a special one here. We go from empire to barbarian, from barbarian to corrupted, and from corrupted to summoned. That is kind of the point of this. Well, this will tell us about that. Once we are a corrupted state, you gain access to new powerful cards and abilities, including the ability to instantly end the game by summoning an Eldritch Horror. But beware, should you choose to sacrifice everything to do so, this will stop many of your ways of acquiring. Your game will always center on managing unrest. Get too many and you risk getting bogged down, get too few and your opponents can brush the threat of your chaos victory aside. Later on in the game, once we become corrupted, we've got a passive. When any other player would take an unrest during your turn, you may instead force them to take a chaos into their discard pile. The chaos is like a bit of a similar thing. It costs you progress to return it to the chaos pile. If the chaos pile is empty when collapse is triggered, the cultist player automatically wins. We have 3 chaos in a 2-player game, which the solo simulates. You can acquire cards from exile with certain cards. Cursed Library can remove resources from the market to facilitate unexpected exile opportunities, and your ongoing cards are very situationally powerful, so make sure to have them in play when they are useful and remove them when they become a liability. There is more. Got all of this. Well, some of it is just telling us all the different symbols that are in the game. Cultists only use 3 exhaust tokens instead of the normal 5. The cultists have a second double-sided state card. I've told you about that. So yeah, once we are corrupted, we can't do barbarian or empire cards. Though you may continue to use such cards already in your player area. Additionally, the cultists have a special stronger form of unrest called Chaos that they want to hand out to other players. Cultists use 2 double-sided ceremony cards, which begin stacked with Research the Ceremony on top. Only the top ceremony card is considered to be in play. Your ceremony functions like an additional power card with a potent exhaust or passive ability, as well as a solstice effect that will let you progress onto the next step of the ceremony. Your ceremony card cannot leave play. Apart through its solstice effect, when a new ceremony enters play, the newly revealed card is also resolved. The last 2 stages of the ceremony show 1 and 2 unrest icons, respectively. This matters for the scoring of the B side of the power card, where it scores you additional points, or in case of a collapse where you didn't win via chaos, because it counts against you. In the solo game anyway, if the game ends in collapse, you just automatically lose, right? You don't even count. Like normally it's whoever's got the least unrest when collapse happens, right? Just wins it and we don't do the normal scoring. In solo, I'm pretty sure you just lose. But we could win with this chaos victory if we could achieve that. I would like to summon the Eldritch Horror though, ideally. Difficult to do though. To trigger the solstice effect of the final ceremony stage, you need 13 different icons on cards garrisoned under your ceremony card, and these are the possible icons. And I'll say, because this was complex, I thought maybe we'll leave the trade routes out of this. So I've kind of excluded an icon. I don't know, maybe I was wrong to do that. You can use the icon tokens provided with the game to keep track of icons. You've already required icon tokens? Have I not used them? And or garrisoned in whatever way is convenient for you. Note that ongoing attack symbols and state symbols are not icons for this purpose. So just like the ones that are on the lands, the types of cards and stuff, they're the icons we're looking at. And we're against the Polynesians, who are also a really complex one. But we don't have to really worry about their complexities because the bot's worrying about them. Have I got tokens? There are tokens I've not used, but there's not tons of them. I don't really know what they were for. Oh, maybe they are for this. I've got these red tokens in the box. Hadn't really thought about what perhaps these are for, but keeping track of the icons. I like the sound of that. Oh, and there's a bonus bit of Marty Fur there as well. As there probably is in every aspect of every game that I own at this point. So trade routes isn't going to be an option. But we've got like a little token to remind us of the 12 things that we're gathering. So in our starting position, our actual power here. The Cultists passive. When you would place progress on a card in the market, like we have to do at the end of every turn, instead place a population and exile a card from the market. You do not score any negative points for unrest. Usually that's -2 each. I don't lose any points for them. In fact, I gain a point for every one that I've got at the end. They're the chaos cards that hopefully I'm going to get to hand out. The first thing that we can do in terms of the ceremony is research it. Exhaust to move one of your progress here, and then in the solstice, so the end of every round, remove all of the progress, minimum 5 on this card to flip it, or take an unrest to add a progress to this card. And then we will progress through the stages of the ceremony. We don't have any developments, we don't have any advancement cards, we have got none of that stuff. The backwards progression through Empire and Barbarians and stuff is our kind of goal, and that will happen through the ceremonies, I think. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Let me just make sure I've got up. Like again, I'm using the Imperium scorer, and the website for that is imperiumscorer.surge.sh. Fantastic little automatic thing, and it really neatens things up, especially for me. Don't have to worry about the tokens in a lot of cases. I'm going to want them like around, aren't I, so I can use them. Let's make sure all of that is set up and ready for me. And yeah, so we're going to mainly be playing here. If anything's unclear that I'm doing, I might be doing it wrong. But just ask me and I'll let you know. But yeah, if this is the first Imperium thing that you're seeing, then I've done loads of playthroughs before. The first Imperium Horizons playthrough, I go through absolutely everything that I'm doing in that one. And yeah, it's a less complex scenario we've got in front of us. So let's have a look at the cards then, because we go first. So we can ignore the Oracle because we can't do that till later till we're a Barbarian. Free play, draw 2 cards and discard one of them. I like it, but it's going to have to wait. So Summon Aid we can play now. Return an Unrest to gain a population or add a progress to a ceremony card, or garrison a card from your discard pile in a land you have in play. The Unholy Shrine, so an ongoing card, exhaust it, choose pay a population to gain a progress, or exile a card from the market to gain a population. Remember, we can gain exiled cards through ways. We'll find them. In the Solstice, we choose to either discard a card or gain 3 bricks and abandon the card. Well, it will just get discarded. Oh, we could always do test mode. Yeah, you can do like a more basic like solo mode, can't you, where you don't have to worry about the bot and stuff. Maybe I should have done that. Thanks, Johan. Hopefully it goes well. The Twisted Grove is a bit of a misprint. You can see down here that it's a land. It should have a yellow border at the top. So the Twisted Grove, you may garrison a card. Exhaust this to place an unrest on the top of your deck to return an exhaust marker to your stake card. You maybe activate things more than once and get to exhaust more things. Solstice, you may garrison a corrupted card here, because we're going to have cards that have corrupted on that we can't play yet until we have progressed to that stage of the ceremony. Okay then, so we've got our 3 actions still, just 3 exhausts, and we do start out with a progress, so we could put a progress here. We'd kind of like an unrest, wouldn't we? We can't really gain things from anything that I've got in my hand right now, in terms of, like, cards. We necessarily want cards and things. Like, I don't know how the Polynesians are going to play. I don't know. Like, we've got pirates up here, which we can acquire attack cards or steal bricks from other players. I don't know if they're even going to be gaining those. We can get some lands. We can be thinking about symbols, can't we, to end up getting rid of things. Maybe the Seleucid Empire there. Hi, Rach.
Hello.
Thanks, Rach. So in the Solstice at the end of the round, we can discard a card to choose to draw more, get through the deck, get resources and things. I'm just thinking because it's got 2 symbols. It's got 3 symbols built into it, hasn't it? It might be a nice one to get. Like, we could just start out by innovating. You know, normally we would want to activate for a turn. The thing I don't tend to do, which we can always do, is instead of taking 3 actions and the exhaust abilities, we could just innovate. You have to discard your hand, which is a downside, but you can break through for any card type. I suppose I don't really particularly want to break through, do I? I want to acquire cards rather than break through for them, because if we acquire them, we get the unrest, which we want, and we can return it with summon aid to get a cool thing. I'm just thinking, if we don't innovate, if we have a normal turn, what are the actions going to be? We can exhaust and research the ceremony a bit. I don't know that I can get an unrest. We can always get this out, but it's potentially a bit of a pain. We can exhaust this to get an unrest next time, but it'll be one of the cards that we draw. Oh, indoctrination, gain a population. You may discard any number of unrest. And maybe we just discard to start and gain something. And we could always try and break through for something else. Like, we can use these fairly powerful cards, can't we, now? Like, if we got the Metropolis, if we broke through for the Metropolis that we know's out there, it's got a progress on it. And we could get that out turn 2. And at the end of every turn, even when we stop being an empire, as long as it's still out here, that keeps kicking in. At the end of every round, gain a population or a resource or draw a card. I quite like the idea of that. See, we're an empire at the moment. Nobody knows that there's cultist happenings here. Yeah, okay. I don't think in my playthroughs I have used the innovate option. Usually, I've got so much to do on my turn that I'm fine with it. But with the hand that I've got especially, I think I'm going to innovate. So I have to discard the hand is the downside. I would have kept a couple of these to do something next time. I could just try for whatever is next, but I'm going to break through for this Metropolis card. Because I quite like the sound of it, and I need to give myself a progress as well. And then at the end of my turn, when I would put progress in the market, instead I place a population and exile a card. Oh, we need a new card here, don't we? Epic Poetry. When you would acquire or break through for the civilized or uncivilized cards, you may instead break through for an exiled card of the same two. I don't necessarily need something like that. So the population is going to go on something and it can't be discarded. And then I want to exile things that potentially I want later. What if like, getting goods and points per blue card is okay. I'm not massively bothered about anything Like, at least this isn't more points for other people. They can I bet they can use these resources. Let's put this on here, and I'm going to exile. So I want to get to other cards, but I also want to exile things I might like. I'm going to exile pirates, because that's an attack card that's then exiled, and they can't immediately get. Well, I think they want to explore and get lands and things. Golden Mask. Okay, I've done all of my things. Add a progress to something. Well, I add population and exile something. Then clear your tokens. I haven't had a normal turn. Discard any number of cards. Draw to your hand limit of 5. So let's have a look then at some other cards. So we have got Fallen Town and some ongoings. Exhaust, choose to gain a resource or a population. You may exile it to break through for an exiled town card. Frozen Waste cannot be garrisoned. You may garrison a card. Solstice, choose to abandon an ongoing or exile a card, not an unrest. Garrisoned here to break through for an exiled anything. So that's how we get to some of these exiled things. Blood Sacrifice, you may pay a population to add a progress or a population to your ceremony card. I like that. You may pay a population and return an unrest from your hand or discard pile to gain an exhausted token. Wow. So we just get to do more things. Like, that can't just be for this turn, can it? Is that just forever? Like, we can only do it while we're an Empire and Barbarians, but that's great. Unspeakable Worship we can't do for ages till we're corrupted, so probably something we want to get garrisoned until later. Cannot be played unless Unholy Shrine is in play. I think, did we just discard that? Yeah, the Unholy Shrine. Exhausts, choose to gain an action or recall an ongoing card. Solstice, choose pay 3 resources or abandon this card. And the Metropolis we've just gained. So, let's go to the bot now, the Polynesians, and see what they're going to be up to. Like, they would usually be wayfaring and going along. They've got a different kind of empire card, so they've got their barbarians on either side, but they can be isle-bound or voyaging, and they're going to start out isle-bound here. Again, like they're not doing exactly the things that are on these cards, but their bot things have all been, tweaked and made to represent how they would play it, as if a player was playing against them. So starting out, I haven't even rolled their die. Number 1's an unrest. Spoilers. We need to roll their die first and see how many actions they're taking. They're taking all 5 actions, so we are about to see that unrest. First card was an unrest, so that just goes back to the pile. I'll say as well that for trying to end with the chaos victory, both myself and the Polynesians added some unrest to this. I realise it's not in the pile anymore because it's underneath all the cards in the display. But yeah, we both added some unrest cards. We have got... Okay, so let's look down this list. It's not a trade routes card. Explorers, no. Oh, so we're looking at the names of cards. No. It's not a fame card. It's not a land. It's an ongoing card, though. So spend bricks to gain a progress and put this into history. If unable, which they are, then... Oh, where's that? Oh, I need to be on their screen for you to see their resources. There we go. Tick them up, and that just goes in their discards. Michael, your next planned game of Horizon is against the Cultists, and after that, with the Cultists. I hope you learn from my mistakes. I don't know that I've made any yet, but I think they're going to be happening. Hey, Tobias, how's it going? Card number 3. So this is going to be land first, isn't it? I don't recognise that card name in the trigger column. So play this land, exile a card from the market. So they want to exile the leftmost thing, don't they? That they can, unless there's a token on it. And then get that back up so you can read the rest of it. Gain a resource and a population, no problem. Then card number 4 is going to be Islander Prosperity, and you can have a look at what their cards would be were you a player playing them. And you can see like that they have the normal stuff. They've got an extra little pile as well that we'll probably get to. But can you see that when they gain their last advancement, we don't flip their state card like normal. There are triggers. You see this card, playing this card flips the state card, and there's another one on the other side that flips the state card back. So they're going to be flipping and flopping from things. So let's see then. It's no Island of Prosperity. It's not a land card. It's not ongoing. It's not a tributary card. Is that right? It's tributary? I always forget which one that is. So spend a resource. They can do that to acquire a civilized or uncivilized. So they want, when they're acquiring stuff, that button goes nowhere. And they're acquiring stuff, they want the thing that's worth the most points. So that's worth 2 points. If anything's got a question mark, they treat it as if it's the higher points value. So 2 points if in history, they would get 2 points for that. So either would be fine. So I think if there's a tie, they go for most tokens. If there's still a tie, I think they go for leftmost. I think I'm right in saying that. Their acquired cards go on their deck. What else happens? Put this card into history. Oh yeah, this is their discard pile. So that goes into history underneath their card. If unable, discard the top 2 cards of the bot deck and gain a resource. And then finally, card number 5 is going to be... Oh, I recognise that name. Large Canoes. Waka Hura. Gain a population. Reshuffle the bot discard and this card into the bot deck. Flip this state card. So turn 1, they flipped. You can see they've got different triggers here. Which is the one that flips them back. See, playing a land will flip them back now. But if they play that again, they will gain the top card of the Discovery deck. That's an extra little deck it told me to make from their starting cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're ready for next time. Oh, they acquired, didn't they? You're right, Jeff. So the Unrest is getting shuffled in with everything else as well. I need to refresh the main display. This needs to get out of the way as well. So there should be an Unrest shuffled into. Thanks, Jeff. So Gardening's come out. Gain a progress. If you have a town in play, you may return an Unrest. If you have a city in play, you may return an additional Unrest. I'm not so bothered about returning Unrest. Still nice to have an option. And I can play that early. I can play Empire cards. So they rolled a 6, so they won't be putting a progress out. Solstice abilities. You can remove all of these things, or you can take an Unrest to add a progress to the card. I'll do that. I don't mind having an Unrest, although I don't think I've got things that are keen on getting rid of it now. I did last time, though. I'll take an Unrest. I'm fine with that. So, we're going to have a normal turn this time, I think. I am going to use an action to play my Metropolis. This is what that camera angle was for. This is going to be full of cards. Maybe. I don't know. We want things garrisoned, don't we, as the Cultists, not necessarily played out here. So in the Solstice, we'll get some more abilities. So that's one action. And then back to the hand. So we do have 2 population. You could pay a population to add a progress to your ceremony card. You can pay a population and return an Unrest from your hand to gain an exhaust. I suppose the thing about that is I don't really need to do that yet. You'd probably be grateful of having an extra... It's a discard token forever. Because I've only got 3. Everyone else usually gets 5. It makes sense to just have the Fallen Town out, doesn't it? Exhaust every time and I can get a resource back. I can garrison cards under the Frozen Waste. I can exile cards garrisoned here. Although not Unrest to break through for exiled things. I'm thinking Fallen Town and do the Blood Sacrifice. So I don't want to go do things, just speed through things too quickly, though. We do want to do this ceremony, but we're going to need cards to do it with. This will let us break through for exiled things. And I could get this back if it's been exiled, couldn't I? In the future. I'm going to put this out and then exhaust it, and I will choose to gain population because I'm about to spend population, I think. So we'll get that out and we'll exhaust it. Then I think since I've got the extra population, let's do the blood sacrifice. You may pay a population to add a progress to your ceremony card. You may pay a population and return an unrest. So I did say I was keeping from your hand or discard pile to gain an exhaust token. It has been gained. Okay, so that's that. That'll get discarded. And that was an action to blood sacrifice, so I've got nothing else here. I do have 2 progress. I think I'm going to exhaust this to move 1 of my progress here. I want at least 5 on here. I think we should probably know what the other side is, shouldn't we? Because you would know. Oh, there's no benefit for having more tokens on there. It's just that you don't necessarily have to flip it because it's got 5 on it, I suppose is the thing about that. Okay, so we've got nothing else there to do, have we? We need to put population on something. I wonder if I'd get like... Yeah, I'm going to put them on that empire again. And exile something. I think... Well, I can gain exiled cities. Let's exile this trading city then. Maybe I'll want to do that. But not right now. And we've got an undecipherable scroll to come in here. Breakthrough for an exiled one of these 4 and gain a progress, then exile this card. Nice, but I can't do barbarian things yet. Hey, Julian, how's it going? Oh, you've had classics delivered today. Perfect. I'm not sure, like, I know you have to use 1 set. I don't know how you mix and match them, Johan. If you, I assume you can do that with the common cards. I think there's a forum thread that I haven't clicked on because I thought I'll keep it simple and stick with the horizons. But yeah, I know you can use one or the other common sets, but I wouldn't be surprised if you can mix them as well. Well, I haven't dealt the bots things ever. My turn's almost done. Are you keeping Frozen Waste? You might want to just get something out and garrison it until you're corrupted. Yeah, I'm going to keep Frozen Waste. And the other card. Oh, and we have drawn a load of corrupted cards. So perhaps cool abilities, but we can't play these until we're corrupted. This one, corrupted and summoned, you can play it. But, yeah, next turn I'm wondering if we just break through again. Breakthrough for that Seleucid Empire I was thinking about. Well, the golden mask is a different symbol. That's got the mask symbol on it. Borderlands got a water symbol. But think about getting some of these things for later. The bot. Come on, don't roll a 6 again. There we go. 1 less action than full. And let's see what they're up to then. An unrest. They pop it back. Number 2 is going to be Explorers. Oh, here we go. Explorers has its own trigger. Spend 6 population to gain the top fame card and resolve it. They've only got 2, so no. Put this card on top of the deck and break through for a land. Okay. So they're going to break through for a land. The only one that's in the display right now is that. So that'll go on top of their deck as well. And then we see a new land. Oh, it's got 2 symbols now. Water and a bag. I could break through for that. So yeah, I haven't really got acquiring... I've got acquiring things from Exile, though, haven't I? Having said that. Okay, so... Oh, they've got more cards to do. Acting like it's the end of their turn. They've got their large canoes. Gain the top card of the Discovery deck. And here's the top card of their Discovery deck. So that's going on top of the bot deck. And this will go in the discard. And then finally, Waka Papa. That is, it's not an unrest or a trade. It's not these two. It's not fate. It's not a land. It is one of these. So spend a resource to gain a population. Discard the top card of the bot deck, which is the discovery card they just gained. And that's that. So they put a progress on this land. We slide that down, and they're going to get some new cards for next time. And then Solstice abilities. I have got gain a population or a bricks or draw a card. I'm thinking population, but I'm also thinking of breaking through. I suppose that's got a bag on it as well. That's got a progress. It'd be nice to have progress to keep putting on my ceremonies. Gain 2 bricks, exile a card from the market, you may garrison a card. That kind of works with me, doesn't it? And the Solstice discarding cards to draw more cards. I do like that, though. Gain a resource or draw a card and then decide if we want to just break through for a turn. I'm going to innovate again. Early innovate. Gardening just gets rid of stuff. I think I'm going to go for the Empire. So I break through for it. I don't take the unrest. I've got to discard my hand. So hanging onto that Frozen Wastes was a waste. So I'm keeping that and gaining a couple of population along with it. What comes out now? We've got Uncivilized card. Catamarans. Exhaust to treat the water icon as 4 bags for the rest of the turn. Good if you've got abilities that get your resources for having loads of those things. So I'm just innovating again. Oh, in the Solstice. Take an unrest. Oh, yeah. I could have taken an unrest to add a progress to that card. I will do it. I want to just progress things. My exhaust things should have been returned, shouldn't they? Forgot about this Solstice thing. So the hand size wouldn't have mattered. Do you want to discard it, though, or keep it? There are abilities that want me to have stuff. Let's discard it. Keep this Empire in. I'll probably play that next time. Hey, Monica, how's it going? Am I done? No, I've got to put population on something. Maybe the box. I might get some more. Although the scroll's got a scroll on it. I can't play it till I'm a barbarian, but that might be happening at some point. I like the sound of the scroll. I'm going to exile this gardening because I'd like to see another card here while I'm still in Empire. Free play moneylenders. Pay 3 bricks to get an action. I've got 3 bricks. Give you points per bricks at the end. I'm not that fussed about that. Let's see some fresh cards, though. So we've got Spreading Chaos. We're cultists, by the way, Monica. We're trying to summon an Eldritch God while everyone else plays Imperium. So Spreading Chaos. Each other player may draw a card when passive. When another player takes an unrest, including via acquiring, you may recall this card to choose gain a progress or gain a population or force that player to take a chaos instead and return the unrest. They do just return them the same as unrest, though, don't they? It's the downside for bots. There's no progress cost to them. I think Dark Ritual we can't play yet. Cursed Library. Exhaust to place a card on top of your deck to choose. Draw a card from your discard pile or gain all the resources from one card in the market. In the Solstice, discard a card or abandon this. And Temptation we can play right now. Exile a card from the market to acquire a card. Ooh. And we'll get some unrest with that. Looking forward to next turn. It's bot time, though. So, number 4. Good. I don't want you to have all of your turns. Let's get back to their screen. So they've got a land. So I think that's the first thing to come up here. Play this land. Exile a card from the market. And they want to exile the leftmost thing without any stuff on it. So the catamarans are gone. Got some warfare there. Each other player takes an unrest. It does cost 3 population to play, but kind of got population. So they did the first thing. Play this land, exile a card from the market. Gain a population. Okay. If this card has water, no. Gain 2 progress. If Explorers is in the discard pile, it's not. Reshuffle it into the draw deck and flip the state card. It's not. Well, that was only their first card. Getting ready to finish the turn for them. Number 2 is Borderland is a land card as well. So it's ongoing, but the first thing, play this land. They've got 3 out now. Exile a card from the market. So that's Warfare is gone straight away. And we've got cultural diversity there. Free play, discard a card, not an unrest, to ignore the requirement icons on every card you play for the rest of the turn. Could be good for me, because I will stop being able to play Empire and Barbarian cards because of the way my thing works. Gain a population. If this card has sea, that's sea waves, isn't it? It's a bit blurry on my preview. Yeah, like the 3 lines. It doesn't. If Explorers is in bot discard, it's not. Reshuffle and flip the state card. So then card number 3. Hey, there's Explorers. Spend 6 population, no, they've got 5, to gain the top frame card and resolve it. If unable, put this on top of the deck and break through for a land. The only land is Bogs, so they're gaining a progress with that. And goes on top of their deck. And we should see a new land, which is going to be a Lagoon. Put a card from your discard pile into your history. We don't want them getting them symbols, do we? And I don't know if I've got one with that symbol. I want a land. Again, without breaking through, I don't know that I've got a great way of getting one. Next turn, anyway. And finally, card number 5. Some epic poetry for him. Let's see. It's not unrest. It's not none of that. No. Other. If Explorers is in the discard, no. Discard the top disc. Do all of this. If unable, acquire a blue, grey, green, or yellow, and then discard the top 3 cards of the bot deck. So, gaining these things. So blue, grey, green, yellow. Anything, isn't it? Gain a card. So what's worth the most points? 1, 1. A point per 10. They get 5 points for any of the asterisk cards. So that's going to win, isn't it? They'll get moneylenders. And the unrest it comes with. So they get that. And we get a new one out here. What's this? Recall a land to break through for a tributary, or gain a population for every land you have in play. You can garrison this card in a land to trigger that card's play effect. Decent. So then they're discarding 3 cards. So Explorers... Oh no, it's not. Because Explorers is the next card, isn't it? So they put a progress on the Golden Mask. We slide this down to 1. And then they put some cards out. Their deck has run out. So I'm going to take their top advancement card. Shuffle it up. And then think about these solstice effects. I've kind of got resources for now. I want to draw a card with the Metropolis. And then I want to take an unrest to put a progress on my ceremony. I've got 5 now. Next solstice, we will have researched the ceremony enough to move on to the next step. I'm excited. So that's the bot's cards. That's all dealt with. Is me tea cool enough to drink? Yes. So that's my solstice abilities. What did I draw? It's my turn, isn't it? Anyway. So I drew Cloak and Dagger. Exile a card from the market to acquire a land or a tributary. There are no tributaries out, but I wanted that land, didn't I? Okay, we're having a normal turn then. Actions. Let's Cloak and Dagger. Exile a card from the market. I don't mind exiling that. What's my other gaining card? Exile a card from the market to acquire a green. So the card I'm acquiring doesn't have to be exiled. So I think I should add a victory point to the civilized card in the market. Why, Martin, did I miss something? Or are you saying strategy-wise I should do it? Exile a card from the market to acquire. I'm going to acquire this land. I've Cloak and Daggered that lagoon. Then Spreading Chaos is nice. Temptation will let me acquire stuff. I don't want to acquire too much stuff. I want this Empire out, don't I? So I've got some Solstice abilities. That's my second of 3 things, though. Maybe we keep that temptation. But you might not be an Empire after this. This is my first playthrough of Cultists. Have a quick look. Do we move on from that? No, that's when we do the ceremonial gathering. Okay, so we'll still be an Empire. So we could hold on to temptation for next time. And return 3 unrest from your discard pile and pay 2 population to take the top fame card. That's only when we're in like the corrupt stage though, which we're a way off from. Spreading chaos. I could garrison something under the lagoon as well. I'm going to play the lagoon. I may put a card from my discard into my history. I don't think I want to do that. I'm going to garrison this dark ritual there because I can't use that for ages. Do I want to put anything into my history from here? I don't think so yet. I think it's a bit early for that. And then I'm going to keep hold of temptation and discard the rest. Any exhaust abilities you want to do? I don't need to put more progress on that. Do I want to break through to gain something? No. I will just exhaust this to gain a bricks or a population. Let's gain a population because it sounds like we need a lot. And we want a land in the main display. Distant island. And then, yeah, put a population on something. I want to go for this scroll. It's only worth a point as well, so I think it'll stay about there. And if we can get a load of things on a card, I've got something that lets me take all the resources off, haven't I? I've got to exile something else. I think... Jesus Christ, put a card from your hand into history or exile 2 cards from your history to gain an action. You want a load of cards in your history. I want Distant Island exiled. I don't want them getting a land with that symbol on it, do I? Because they want that. There's an alluvial plain that's got a grain symbol. I haven't got that. I'm thinking ahead for me ceremony. Right. So I've put population on. I've exiled. I'm discarding, keeping temptation, which means we haven't got a deck. We're going to have to shuffle. And as said at the start, normally this would be where we gain a card and work towards becoming an empire. But the cultists don't work that way. They haven't got any advancement cards. They start out with a pretty hefty deck of cards that I've been adding to. But we have got some cards out. And it's the ceremonies we want to work towards. In the solstice, we will advance the ceremony and see how things are going there. So, I just want 4 cards from this. There's Blood Sacrifice again. All playable cards. We'll have a think about that when the turn comes around. But it's bot time. And bot is only going to take 4 actions, which is a nice relief, isn't it? Okay, what are they up to then? First of all, Outriggers. So that, I think, jumps all the way down to other. Is Explorers in the discard? No. Discard the top card of the Dynasty deck. Oh, no, it's not. If unable, require... Yeah. If unable, acquire a tributary is not out, or anything that's worth the most points. So in the display here, 1, 1, 5, 2, nothing. So they're going to acquire this along with its unrest. And something new comes out. There's a tributary. Illyrians need a barbarian symbol to play. Exhaust this. Pay bricks to choose. Place an attack card from your discard pile on top of your deck, or put a card from your discard pile into history, and it's worth 3 points. So right. And then discard the top 3 cards, isn't it? Yes. Discard the top 3 cards. So that's going to be sticking around a bit. They've discarded their large canoes. Card number 3, advance. So that's not a named card, but we do have this symbol, which I forget. Oh, that's their Islebound symbol. Spend a resource to gain a population. That's their last resource. Discard the top card of the bot deck. Bogs is in the discard pile now. Not Explorers, though. Number 4 is the moneylenders they gained. So this is going to go into nothing. Other again. Explorers. Triple check this. Definitely not in the discard pile. So again, they're going to acquire something and then discard 3 cards. So they're acquiring, I think, yeah, the Illyrians that just came out is worth 3 points. That is the most currently. We have just found market stalls. Exhaust this. Each other player may draw a card. Choose pay a goods to gain 2 progress or pay a progress to gain 2 goods. And then discard the top 3 cards of the bot deck. So 2+, not Explorers still. It could be there, couldn't it? I think that might be Explorers. They seem to want Explorers in their discard pile. Then we've got another Islebound card, haven't we? Is I think the first thing that it's asking for. They can't spend a bricks to get a population. Discard the top card of the bot deck. They have done so. Although I suppose all of these discards are helping them as well get their dynasty cards in. So we put a progress on cultural diversity. Slide that along. And then they haven't got enough cards, so they are going to be gaining something. War canoes. And reshuffling. They've got lands out. I don't know what they're really planning yet. What's this Outriggers card? I think this should have been... Maybe it should have been in the deck anyway. It's getting shuffled in now. Got a lot on. There's a lot to keep track of. Right. 4, 5. And they're ready for next time. Solstice. I feel like I've got a lot of usable cards. I'm going to gain a population. So I've got 6. Wasn't the Golden Mask also worth... Oh, the Golden Mask is worth 3 points. So in that case... I don't know how I change that now. They would take that though, wouldn't they? So the market stalls would be a secret in here. Let me find that card that they gained. It wasn't Epic Poetry, was it? It wasn't War Canoes. What card did they gain? Scribes. Was it Scribes they just gained? I think it was Scribes, right? No, that was worth 5. They got something that was worth 3 points. Oh, the Illyrians. I remember. Yeah, so that should still be there. They would go for the one with the most tokens on it, wouldn't they, in a tie? So they'd get that progress and the Golden Mask instead. Which is a shame. Maybe we should have got that. And we've got an altar instead. Recall a particular symbol to get bricks and you may return an unrest. Okay. Thanks, Tobias. Right. Yeah, Solstice. I've done that one. Discard a card. Do I want to discard one of these ones? I think I'm going to discard the Unholy Shrine to gain a bricks or pay 2 bricks to gain a good. Oh, or draw a card. I'm going to draw a card because Unrest would have been nice to get because I've got a few return Unrest to do things abilities. And then the final Solstice, remove all stuff on this card. So that progress is gone, right? Am I right in thinking that? I don't get that progress, do I? To flip it. So we have researched the ceremony and now we can prepare the ceremony. Passive. When you garrison a card anywhere, add a progress here. Your cards lose the barbarian icon, so we can play them. Solstice. Choose to remove all progress, minimum 5 on this card, to replace it with the ceremonial gathering, discarding any garrisoned cards. Or garrison a card here. So I have to garrison cards. Uh-oh. Enjoy, Monica. Have a good time. Ooh. So we want that kind of moving on, don't we? So I want to garrison cards to get stuff on there. Okay. So that's all Solstice abilities. Oh, this does garrison cards. I get it. That will garrison cards, so you'll at least get 1 a turn. We want symbols as well, though. So turn 1, I want to temptation, exile a card from the market to gain a green or a grey. I mean, the scroll. We wanted the scroll, didn't we? That'll let us break through for things. And our cards lose the barbarian symbol, so we can play them even though we're an empire. Yeah. Temptation. Exile a card from the market. I don't want them having the altar because it could be worth 5. I have something else there. That's worth 5 as well. The River Raiders, and it's an attack card. I don't know if they haven't got like an attack symbol though, so maybe they're not going to be attacking me. And I want to gain the undecipherable scroll, and I'll have the 2 population with it, please. So that was an action to do that. And these are letting me... Oh, that was acquire, so I'll get the unrest. Beautiful. Because I think the other thing I want to do gains me on... I want to return unrest. Yeah, the summon aid, return an unrest to choose, gain a population, or add a progress to the ceremony card, or garrison a card from your discard pile into a land you have in play. Either way, I think I've seen a way, haven't I, of returning cards. I've definitely got one somewhere, because I'll want to get these back, won't I, later? And we could just play this. So return, yeah, I'm going to summon aid. Return an unrest. I don't want to gain a population. Do we just want to put something there, or do we want to garrison something from the discard pile? If we had some of those summoning cards in the discard pile, I'd do that. I'm just going to put the progress on there and not have another card garrisoned right now. So we've got 1 on that. Then finally, I think just break through for an exiled card. What do I want the most? It can be an exiled anything and gain a progress. Well, we can gain a progress no matter what. Let's have a look. Like for symbols and things, like this lets us garrison cards. That'd be good to have out. It's the same symbols as the Lagoon we've already got out, though. What happened to my... What about the scroll? Oh, the scroll is what you're playing right now. What are you talking about? It's warfare, making people take unrest. That's tempting. I'm thinking symbols more than anything. See, we have got all of these symbols already. In terms of exile and stuff. Maybe you shouldn't do that yet. What would you do instead? Or what about... This hasn't got a barbarian symbol anymore. Oh, wait a minute. Is that... That's when we garrison a card, isn't it? Your cards lose the barbarian icon. So only when I've done that in a turn. Okay, so the better thing to do then, instead of just putting a progress straight on here, we should garrison something from the discard pile. And it'll be the Unholy Shrine, which we probably want straight back. We can garrison that under the Lagoon that we've got in play, which will put a progress on there. And then we can ignore the barbarian symbols, which lets us free play the Oracle, draw 2 cards and discard 1 of them. Unspeakable Worship, Spreading Chaos. Well, Unspeakable Worship I can't play, so I'll discard that. Each other player may draw a card. When another player takes an unrest, you may recall this to make them take chaos and stuff. And that will let me put more stuff on the ceremony card as well. Should I have only played this when both were in action? I suppose it's only cultists that have had this so far, isn't it? Hey, maybe I was wrong to play that blood sacrifice early. I can't change it now. I might want to hang on to the scroll and like exile these market stalls. I think that's a symbol I haven't got. Yeah, we could blood sacrifice, couldn't we? You may pay a population to add a progress to your ceremony card. You may pay a population and return an unrest. I haven't got an unrest, is the only thing, so I can't do that part of it. But that's advanced that as well. And then I'm just going to keep the scroll in my hand. We've got to exile something, mark it stalls, and put a population on something. I'll put it on. So that wheat might be something that I want to gain. I'm going to pop it there. What comes out? Vineyards. No symbols that I'm particularly after, I don't think. Okay. And then we only have to worry about things in the solstice now. So the bots aren't getting full turns, which is always lovely. What are they up to? Explorers spend 6 population, which they can. They've got 6 now. To gain the top fame card and resolve it. Okay. So resolve it, and it's going to come down to fame. Gain progress for every land they've got in play. So that's 3. And then put a land in play from history. They haven't got a land in their history. And then that's just going to stay with them. Okay. Slot 3, an unrest, which just goes back. Slot 4 is war canoes, which I think this is going to go down to other. If explorers is in discard, it is. Discard the top card of the dynasty deck. Reshuffle the discard into the deck. And flip this state card. Okay. So I assume this is now going to be the first thing in the discard. Because it didn't say and this card like last time. Yeah, it was reshuffle bot discard and this card last time. So I think War Canoe stays out. So shuffle all of that up. And they flipped back to the other side now. So card number 5 is an unrest. They just return it. Nice simple turn for them. They pop a progress on slot number 2 again. That slides down. And they refill. 2, 3, 4. I haven't refilled my hand. So just thinking I've got to garrison something in a minute. So, Solstice. Either remove all things on here, minimum 5, to replace it with the ceremony itself, or garrison a card here. We're going to have to garrison a card here. When you garrison a card here, from anywhere, add a progress. Your cards lose the barbarian icon. So we can still play the scroll next time. Okay, so that's the solstice for that. This solstice... Oh, we've only got 4 cards, haven't we, to do stuff with? I couldn't have played that one anyway. Strange Signs, I think we've got to... Like, be in one of the last 2 stages. They're both the same. Why does it matter which one? You can't play either of them. So, choose gain a population, gain a bricks, or draw a card. I'm going to draw a card. And then this one, I will choose to discard a card to draw another card. It's an unrest. I don't know how much I'm going to want here. I mean, we could make the ceremony next time. I'm still thinking about gaining symbols. I think, like, if we can lay out amongst stuff that I've got so far, what symbols have we got? We've got the... And you've got to get rid of them. You've got to garrison them away in a later ceremony. We've got the city, haven't we? We've got the city, we've got the town, we've got the bag. I know they're not garrisoned yet, but just so we can think of stuff to acquire. I've got the water on stuff. I've got a scroll. That's one. And then they're all different types, aren't they? The, like, civilized, uncivilized. Haven't got trade routes in here. The tributary. And that's 8. There's probably more than that I've got, isn't there? There's probably, like, is that the land symbol? Yeah, that's the land symbol. We could probably garrison a land. We'd have to. That'd be 3 symbols, wouldn't it? Garrison in that. And then like the deals or the mask or something, we let the mask go away. Oh, unrest. We could probably garrison one of them easily enough. Got about 10, but it would be garrisoning practically every card we've got. If we got something like the alluvial plain, that's basically 4 symbols in one card, isn't it? So what are we going to do on a turn? I can use my scroll to break through for an exiled card. And I did just exile those market stalls, didn't I? Each other player may draw a card. Pay a goods to gain 2 progress, or pay a progress to gain 2 goods. It gives you stuff for all the goods you've got. It's for the symbol more than anything, isn't it? Or you could just have a breakthrough turn. The Twisted Grove, you may garrison a card, exhaust to place an unrest on the top of your deck to return an exhaust to your state card. In the Solstice, you may garrison a corrupted card here. Well, that would finish the ceremony, wouldn't it? Go on then, we'll have a normal turn. Yeah. And hope I don't get too stuck. So the Twisted Grove, and we will garrison an unrest here. Just so there's something garrisoned, which lets us put a progress on there. We can... I don't know what the third action is going to be. We can do the scroll to get something from the... What about this helmet, though? I don't see that symbol. And it would let us recall land to break through for blue, which is another type of card to get, isn't it? I think that's better. We could have done that last time. Oh, that could be the third card putting that out, couldn't it? Yeah, while we're still in Empire. So I gain a progress. Oh, this is getting exiled, though, if you play it. Oh. Now I regret having the turn. Because I've done one thing so far, haven't I? But that's got me a progress on that. And in the Solstice, that will get me the 5th progress. So in this Solstice, we'll be able to move that on. I think we got to wait. But then you'd have to discard the card if you just have an Innovate turn. But exhaust abilities... You could exile this to break through for an exiled like town. It'd just be Trading City. Discard a card to draw a card in the Solstice. There's only that one right now in the exile pile. So we don't need a turn getting rid of all of the unrest. Okay, take a progress off there. Instead of playing cards, just because I'm like short of actions in general, that I want to do this, because I don't want to get rid of the scroll now that I've gained it. It's a great ability, but it exiles that, but you could get it back. Oh, don't talk yourself in circles. Talk yourself in circles. That's got a wheat on it, though, hasn't it? That's all of those tokens in one card. Get it back later. Stick with the turn. Stick with it. Stick with your convictions. So that gets exiled and I get a progress, which I think I've already given myself. And we're getting that card, which I'll play for my third action then. So I can recall a land to break through for a tributary. Tempting, but we have got stuff garrisoned in that land. Or gain a population for every land you have in play. So it would be gain a population. You may garrison this card in a land to trigger that card's play effect. I've only got one land out right now, which would be you can put a card from your discard pile into your history. Which could be an unrest, couldn't it? I don't know if we've got an unrest in the history. Again, I don't feel confident enough to exile any of this stuff yet. But I could garrison it. I just don't need to, do I? That's a good ability to have, to recall another way to recall lands when we want to exile other things. Let's just gain the population, and then it's just a card we've got about, isn't it? And I'll just garrison it so it's gone away. Because I don't need the card for its ability, really. I want it for its symbol later. Let's try and do this ritual. And that puts the 5th progress on that, so we can advance the ceremony. I don't want to keep either of these. Although maybe I do. No, I don't. 1, 2, 3. And then we need to shuffle up. I think, do you need both the symbols on the card to play the card? Like, if it's got corrupted and summoned, how would they ever be together, though? Well, the later ceremonies will probably get rid of a symbol on a card. No, I don't think so. I think you can do it either or. I think you're worrying about nothing. You must be able to do it either or, because there's cards that have got corrupted and summoned on them, and I don't think you can have both of those together, can you? We're nowhere near a collapse. Everyone's kind of behaving with unrest, aren't they? There's Frozen Waste for 5 cards. Bot is not having a full turn, which is nice. See, Epic Poetry. Where does this take us? I think to ongoing. Spend a resource. No. If unable, gain 2 resource. Okay. And that goes in the discard. Number 2, Unrest. Just goes back to the pile. Number 3, what comes first? Oh, actually, there isn't a Islebound icon on here, because it's the Islebound side, I guess. So, ongoing. They have now got a resource. Spend a resource to gain a progress and put this into history. Okay, it's only the 2nd thing in history so far. And then finally, I think the same thing again. Yeah. Pay a resource to get a progress and put this into history. Check I haven't got rid of cards with names that it really doesn't want me to do that to. So, then they put I haven't put population out, have I, at the end of my turn? So good that they haven't messed with this. I'm going to keep putting population on there, and I would exile. In terms of symbols, these aren't amazing, are they? Maybe the Illyrians. See something random here. So they would put a progress on this. That slides down, and they get some more cards out. I don't feel like they're doing as much on their turns. But we'll find out at the end, won't they? They've got like 1,000,000 points from doing all of this. So Solstice. Should we do this first? I've got 5 things on it already. So we move on, and we discard any garrisoned cards. We move on to the Ceremonial Gathering. Flip your state card to its barbarian side. So I might actually have just locked myself out of loads of cards. I need that cultural diversity card, don't I? Uh-oh. Might have to just innovate for it for a turn, because I can't play my Empire cards anymore. Okay, passive. When you gain population, add it here. Solstice. Choose. Remove all the population here. Minimum 15 to flip this card, or draw a card from your discard pile. Okay, so we want to gain population in any way possible. So in the Solstice, I'm going to choose to gain a population. So I won't change that on the marker there. I'll just add them to this. In the Solstice, you can discard a card. So that doesn't get me population, though. I could discard a card to draw another card. How can I get... This will let me exile cards to break through for an exiled card. And I could exile, like, my Empire cards, couldn't I, to get something else? It just lets me get other exiled things, though. Well, I want Barbarian cards now. I don't want the Cursed Library right now, I don't think. And I'll draw another card instead. I'm not corrupt yet, so I can't do the Unspeakable Wonder. Solstice effects. I've done all of those. I can't do that one. Can I? Oh, it's just come out. Solstice effects. Draw a card from your discard pile. I don't really need to. I'll draw it. Why not? So, a turn. I can garrison stuff with it, and then in the Solstice, I could choose to exile a card garrisoned here to break through for something else. So I can play that. I could play Summon Aid, return an Unrest to gain a population. That's something, but maybe what we want to do is discard all of this and have an Innovate turn and grab that land that's got 2 population on it. So I can't really see what I'm going to do for a turn. I can get a population from exhausting that as well. I haven't got an Unrest to return right now. Might have been a bad time to stop being an Empire, given what was in my hand. If I put the Cursed Library out, I could exhaust this to draw a card from discard pile, or just get the resources from that. But then in the Solstice, I've got to discard a card or abandon this one. I'm going to have an Innovate turn. Feels dangerous. I'll have these population, please, and the land card. There's some more things to get out, isn't it? I do get points for having lands at the end as well. Oh, I don't think I've got a poor icon. I'm going to put a population on that and exile vineyards. What have we got here? Oh, a nice land, a mangrove. I think I've got those symbols. I don't want them to have the sea symbols, do I? Have a look how that goes. 1, 2, 3, 4 more. There's an Unrest. I could always do my blood sacrifice, couldn't I? Return the Unrest to gain stuff. Okay, what are they up to? Number 2. So that means, first of all, large canoes gain... They're flipping, aren't they? Gain a population, giving them 1. Reshuffle their discard and this card into their deck. And flip the state card. Okay. Didn't last long there, did it? So then, they are going to be canny. Gain a progress for every land. That's 3 progress. I suppose they're stacking that up, aren't they? And then... Oh, interplay from history. It should be from play into history. So they should only have 2 because one of these lands should have gone into history last time. Then put a land from play into history. I get you. I can read properly now. Then they are going to be doing scribes, which I think takes us down to other. If explorers in the discard, no. So acquire something and then discard the top 3 cards. So in terms of acquire... Oh, wrong button. In terms of acquire, nothing. 1, 5, 6. Nothing. They're going to take the River Raiders and the progress that's on them. So that'll put them up to 10 progress. And then something new comes out with an Unrest. It's Elders. Choose to acquire a green or break through for a green and everyone else gets a progress. And then discard the top 3 cards of their deck. The Golden Mask's in there, but not Explorers. Canny should be in the discard as well. And then we have got Explorers. Spend 6 population. No. If unable, put this on top of the deck and break through for a land. I think, well, they're both worth no point. Oh, actually, this one's worth 2 points, so the one you can't see. This one's worth 2 points anyway. It was the only land at the time. So they're going to take that along with the population I've handed to them. So that will go on top along with their Explorers. They're putting another progress on cultural diversity. So probably want to get hold of that. The lands have run out. So we've got that there. And then we are just playing cards here, aren't we? And thinking about solstice effects. So there's definitely not 15 population on there. I will choose In that, I will just choose to gain a population. I will, for the Empire here, discard a card that I can't play to draw a card. Lure of Decadence. I have to be corrupted for that as well. Solstice effects. You may garrison a corrupted card here. I'll do that. I don't need them yet. So I'll garrison that there. And that's that. Okay then. Maybe I should have drawn a card. Looking at what I've got to play. When the bot can draw cards, do they discard? Just trying to think, when you give the bot benefits, they ignore a lot of them. They would still gain unrest, wouldn't they, on top of their deck, but I'm pretty sure there's a thing about the bot getting stuff from you. Bots and trading, yeah. They ignore any effects that would let you discard a card. If they draw a card, they just discard one of their cards instead. Just thinking, because this lets every other player draw a card, it just means they cycle a card from the top of their deck. So Blood Sacrifice, that's an action. You may pay a population to put a population on your ceremony card. 5 out of 15. You may pay a population and return an unrest to gain an exhaust. I mean, I'm not really using all these exhaust things. Maybe it'll be good to have them, though. I'll do it. Okay, so that's one. We'll get the alluvial plain out then. Gain a progress. Why not? It's a point. Exile a card from the market. We exile land. I can get stuff from the exiles, they can't. But another land comes out. Scrub land. You may garrison a card. No. Now, this is a free play, though. When another player takes an unrest, you may recall this to gain a population or make them take a chaos instead. So chaos isn't going to affect them, though, is it? I don't think. So it would at least make another player put a progress back. They just ignore it, don't they, and just put it back on the pile. So they might as well just let them take unrest in a solo game. Let me know if I'm wrong on that. It would let them draw a card, but if they get on... Yeah, let's do it, because I haven't got a third action if I don't do it. So it lets them cycle a card. Their war canoes. I've got no cards left in my hand. So I need to put a population on something. Let's say cultural diversity. If I grab all of the icons from a card on whatever that was that I can play, it'd be nice to grab that. That is worth 4 points now. And then exile something. Exile the land. Try and stop them getting lands. Got hunters and trackers. That's got the paw on it. I think I need that in terms of icons. I don't need every icon in the game. But it will be nice to have a selection, won't it? And then shuffle up. And we'll see what the bot's up to. I've thinned out my deck. There's a lot out here, isn't there? I haven't exiled... Well, I've exiled a couple of things, but I haven't put anything into my history yet. I'm just kind of focused on doing this ceremony and seeing what happens. 4, 5. Chaos Victory. I'm sure it's possible, but I don't know how I would achieve it in the bot game. Well, you'd stop putting your unrest back would be a start, wouldn't it? But how to keep them taking unrest... Keep them taking chaos instead of unrest when they can put it back so easily. I think there's ways later of... Like, easier ways later of giving them chaos. We'll see. So, they are only getting 4 actions again. First of all, Outriggers takes us down to other, I think. Is Explorers in the bot discard? No. So, acquire something and discard the top 3 cards of the deck. So, let's see. 5 points, 4, 5, So, they take the leftmost thing, don't they, if there's a tie, and none of them have got icons. And none of them have got tokens on them. trading city, some ice icons, and another. I got these in the previous playthroughs, and I've just swapped loads of Solstice discard abilities. And then, oh, I could make them take a chaos instead. And they're discarding it. But, I mean, collapse getting triggered. There's a lot of unrest out here. Or you could recall it to gain a population. I'm going to do that. That'll put a 6th on there. And they are... So that happened because they took an unrest. All that's done. That was just card number 1. Then, what have we got? A land, so that's put the land out, exile a card from the market, gain a population. If this card has water, no. If Explorers is in the discard, I'm pretty sure it isn't. There we go. Card number 4, so skipping 3, is the Large Canoes. Oh, here we go. Gain the top card of the Discovery deck. Gained another land, and it's got that symbol on it. Uh-oh. And that's that. That goes into the discard. And then finally, card number 5 is a land. So play this land, exile a card from the market, gain a population. If this card has the sea, which it does, gain 2 progress. Explorer still isn't in bot discard, so we ignore that bit. Then, progress on here. This is now worth 5 and potentially something they'll take. They will because it's got the most tokens on it. So if you can get something, maybe you want to have an innovate turn to grab that. Slide them along. I think we've got just enough cards here. Okay. Solstice. So we've got 6 out of 15 there. I can garrison a corrupted card, which I will, because I can't play them yet. Then, with Barbarians as well, so I don't have to worry about that. I can play the Oracle card and all of that. I will gain a population from you. I haven't got enough population tokens on my table. There's one. Solstice. Oh, I should have exhausted that in my turn. I wouldn't want to exile it to get rid of something, but that would have put another population on. Forgetting to do that. Any more Solstice? Oh, discard a card and I could get a resource or draw a card. Well, I can't do Temptation anymore, can I? Discard a card to draw a card then. Frozen Waste. Right. Happy with that? Yes. So in the turn, we can Oracle, free play, draw 2 cards and discard 1. So Strange Signs we can't play yet, so I'll just get that discarded. I think... Yeah, Blood Sacrifice. You can pay a population to put a population on here. Trying to find it. And then you can play a population and get an unrest to get an exhaust. I can't do that one. Right. Summon aid, return unrest to choose, gain population. I might just do that just because it gains me a population. I may garrison a card and then X in the Solstice I can abandon one of the other things and get them back. So good to have out, or you've got to exile a card to break through for an exiled card. I could abandon that, couldn't you, if you had to abandon something and didn't want to. Indoctrination, I can't see a way of getting unrest with what I've got at the moment. I'm going to do Indoctrination to get another population. So we've now got 10 on here. A couple of turns away, perhaps. And then I'm going to put Spreading Chaos back out again. I'm going to keep hold of Frozen Wastes. Yeah, and discard Summon Aid. I'm going to get rid of that. So, oh, but you haven't gained Cultural Diversity, and they're probably going to get that with a load of progress. That's probably a mistake. So, plowing on, we'll put a population on something. And exile something. Love to be exiling that. Let's exile. Oh, actually, let's put the population on something else so that we can exile this. Because I don't want to necessarily reveal a land. Although they break through for land, don't they? So they'd search through this. I don't know if there's any left. It's probably a couple. And then, yeah, that's all right. Drawing back up. We're cycling through this fairly quickly. Because so many of the cards are garrisoned about, aren't they? And I haven't really been acquiring. I don't feel like I've been acquiring enough. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Bot. Number 3. So good. They've only had one full turn, haven't they, as well? Explorers. Spend 6 population. No. If unable, put this back on the top and break through for a land card. They can get a land card. Shuffle that back up. And that's all that does. Then, a land card. Play this. Exile a card from the market. They've got 4 now. Exile a card from the market. So I'll just do the leftmost thing without tokens. Gain a population. And the card did have that, so they get 2 progress. If Explorers is in the discard... No, it just got put back on the top of the deck, didn't it? So we don't do that. Card number 4. Advance is going to be this symbol. Spend a resource. No, they can't do that. Discard the top card of the bot deck, which is that land they just got. And then card number 5 is going to be Epic Poetry. If Explorer's in the discard, no. So they're going to acquire something and then discard their top 3 cards, which I think is going to mean, yeah, 3, 5, 5. This is worth 5, and if there's a tie, they take the most tokens. So I've given them a population again because I forgot that I needed to get that. 18 progress right now. So they gain that. And then something new comes out. Terraces. And then discard the top 3 cards of their deck. Progress on number 3. Slide it down. And they are going to be reshuffling. That goes out. And then they are getting a new Dynasty card. Quite a big deck of cards now. Let's see what else they'll get up to. Well, actually, we're not going to see anything until the next turn, are we? 1, 2, 3. Okay. So what's next? Solstice. So haven't got 15 here. I can garrison a corrupted card. I will. I will just gain a population from you. That's 11. I will discard a card to draw a card. Oh, Blood Sacrifice, that's another one. Solstice effects. Solstice effects. I don't think there's any more. So, turn. Remember, first thing, exhaust that to gain a population. And I can exile that to get an exiled city later. But I'm happy to have it gaining me population right now. I haven't got many exhaust things, so I forget about them all the time. Put an unrest on top of your deck to return a exhaust to your card, so you could do it again. I should have kept hold of me unrest. I do want a normal turn. Okay, we've got population still. Pay a population to add a population to the ceremony card. I don't think we can get to 15 right now. I didn't get enough tokens out. But you're not going to need that many tokens, are you? You're using the app. And I won't do the bottom part. So that's an action. Oh, they just got a thing, didn't they? So I would recall that when they got a corruption. And get another population. Oh, all the tokens are down here. That's why I haven't got any. They're all in front of me. Off camera. So I'll get that back out again. That's free play. I think I've paid an action to play that before. So they discard a card. The Golden Mask. I will garrison this Cloak and Dagger. And I could exile that to get something else. Because it hasn't got symbols on it that I really need. And then third action then is going to have to be Cursed Library, isn't it? Place a card on top of your deck to draw a card from your discard pile or gain all the resources from a card. I bet I've had loads of chances to do that on the Cultural Diversity card they just got. Solstice, discard a card or abandon this card. I don't really want to get this out. It's the only thing I've got left, though. Maybe I should have had an Innovate turn. We want population, though. In fact, we're going to be able to start the ceremony next time, this solstice. Get it out. We'll either discard a card or abandon it. Right. No cards left in my hand. Get a population on something. Exile something. Oh, this should be something out here. Triremes. Discard the triremes. Although, I suppose I don't want them. I want things potentially in exile that I want. I haven't been getting things from exile enough, I feel. And then draw back up. Because we've got all of these cards, and I'm not going to be a barbarian anymore. We'll be able to in Solstice, though. We can abandon one of these ongoings. We just do them in an order where we see what the ceremony does first, which I know I should know, but first time cultist here. One time listener, first time cultist. So we are going for a full 5 action turn from the bots. Moneylenders is taking us down to other, I think. Explorers isn't in the discard. So they're going to acquire and then discard the top 3 cards. So we've got nothing. 5, 5, 3. That's... Oh, this is worth 6, isn't it? Because they put a progress on it. So that goes there. They get a progress. And they just gained an unrest. So I will recall this. Because I could just draw a card with that. I'll recall this to get a population, which gives me the magic 15. And I'll see how this goes. Okay, that was that. We need to refresh this. Oh, there is a valley. No unrest in the valley. But there's a land that's dangerous for them to have access to. That was just card number 1. A land, pop it out, exile a card from the market, gain a population. Exile a card from the market will just be the leftmost one without stuff on it. Tyranny. Then Explorers isn't in the discard, so they don't do the rest of it. Explorers is here. Spend 6 population. Yes, they can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To gain the top fame card and resolve it. So the first thing is going to be fame. Gain a progress for every land in play. There's loads this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of them goes into history. And then that goes in their discard as well as Explorers, I think. Yep. Then number 4 is just other, I think. If Explorers is in the discard, yes it is. Discard the top card of the Dynasty deck, reshuffle the discard into the bot deck, and flip this state card. This is a huge deck of cards, although I suppose it doesn't matter, does it? They score all of the cards, so do I. It doesn't matter whether they're in history or not. Some cards want to be in history, but the bot doesn't have to worry about that. If a card says 2 points if it's in your history, the bot gets those 2 points either way. Card number 5 on this new side is Unrest, and the same thing always happens with Unrest. No progress for them this turn. 5 new cards for next time. They're just acquiring like crazy, aren't they? And probably going to destroy me on points. But Solstice, first thing I'll do, let's remove all of this to see what happens in the ceremony. We've researched it, we've prepared it, we have gathered the cultists for the ceremony, and now we have the ceremony of the key. Replace your state card, if I can pick it up, replace your state card with the corrupted one. All of the cards that are in my hand with the barbarian and empire symbols on them are useless. When any other player would take an unrest during your turn, you may instead force them to take a chaos and put it in their discard pile instead. In the Solstice, If you have at least 13 different icons on cards garrison... Oh, exhaust this to discard a card to garrison a card here. Solstice, if you have at least 13 different icons on cards garrisoned here, flip your state card to its corrupted side, put this card into your history, and trigger the game end. And there's 2 unrest on this. Unrest's worth a point for me. Okay. So next Solstice ability, I think I want to abandon an ongoing card, and it's going to be all of these corrupted cards and the Twisted Grove. Let's get them back. So that's that Solstice effect. I am going to discard a card, so no longer a barbarian, to draw a card with that Solstice effect. I'm just going to draw a card with that Solstice effect. My Twisted Grove. And I will discard a card to keep the Cursed Library out, I think. And we need to get that Unholy Shrine back, don't we? Oh, well, next time. Okay, so let's have a look at these corrupted cards I've kind of skipped through before. We can't play any of these. Maybe we should have kept that Twisted Grove. All players gain 2 resources. Each other player takes an unrest, gain a corruption. What are you going to do on your turn, though? But you want exhaust abilities to be able to garrison a card here. I needed that cultural diversity card. Got rid of it. So... Ooh. Let's exhaust the Fallen Town. Gain a resource or a population. Let's gain a population. I may exile this card to break through for an exiled city. Is something... Or town. Yeah, the one house symbol. So Trading City, that's a playable card. There's another Trading City. At least it's something, isn't it? It's an action I can take this turn. It's not great, but it's something. So there we go. I'll play that as... so I've exhausted something, even though that something's gone. Along with the exhaust token, I don't know where I've put that. And then an action to get that Trading City out, which is just another Solstice ability. Or maybe you want to get that garrison that's got 4 symbols on it. When you put it like that, what actions are you going to do, though? When you put it like that, maybe I should exhaust. Discard a card. We'll discard Temptation to garrison a card here. And so let's start using these tokens properly now, rather than just cards we've acquired. These are symbols we've garrisoned. We've garrisoned the house, the bag, uncivilized, and civilized. So that's 4 out of 13 right now. It's obviously not going to jump up that quickly every time. And that's been exhausted. Though we've got something somewhere, haven't we, where we can unexhaust stuff. I might have put that back somewhere. I need to get unrest. That's free play to keep spreading chaos out, and it lets them discard a card. It's their fame card, so they won't be playing it for a while, which is nice. I can't play these cards. I can play Corruption, so give them 2 resources, and me. They get an unrest, and I get a progress. Oh, I can place a card on top of my deck to draw a card from my discard pile. Okay. So I could draw Corruption again. And then we can play Twisted Grove, and we could garrison something rubbish here that we now can't play. Place an unrest on top of your deck to return a thing to your stake card. How are we getting unrest? You've been putting it back too much. Go on then, just so there's an action. We'll garrison something there. I can't use its ability yet. And I'll discard Blood Sacrifice at the end of my turn. Okay, pop a population out on something. We'll exile that valley. Try and stop them from getting lands. A city comes out. We could try and go for the Chaos victory. There's a lot of unrest left. Who knows? I want to summon the thing, though. And then actions come back. And the exhaust token comes back. I feel like I should have 5. Then we've got at least a couple of actions we can play. And we've got the Solstice might let us get some more things. We can abandon that and get some more corrupted cards back. The bot. I want to get back to the corrupted cards. Come on, bot. Have a quick one for us. They're only getting 4 actions, but the other fame card is right here. Resolve the top card of the bot deck. Oh, it's not as bad on this side. It's Unrest, which goes back to the thing. Number 2 is Explorers. Gain a population and put this on the bottom of the deck. Number 3, Cultural Diversity is going to go to Other. Spend a population to acquire a green or grey and put this into history. There is a green with a population on it with 5 points, so they'll acquire that. But we can make them take a chaos. Oh, when they were taking unrest during your turn. Oh, I could return spreading chaos. Oh, they could have had a chaos instead of the unrest I just made them gain. I could recall spreading chaos to make them take a chaos instead. I'm just gonna let them take their thing, and I'll recall spreading chaos to get a progress. Is a point. So they acquired that. New card comes out. The game's going to end though. There's hardly any cards left in the deck, and I've got nothing that scores me points. I had a good time trying to make the summoning happen. It's not over yet, but I've just realised that there's hardly any cards left in the game, which means that the bot's acquired 1 billion of them. I've exiled loads too. I suppose that's accelerated it. And moneylenders, that's going to go into Other as well, isn't it? Spend a population to acquire a card. I think there's another 5-pointer. Yeah, the Oracle. So new thing goes out. Byzantines. And then puts moneylenders into history. That's their actions then. Progress on 4. Slide along. Loads of cards in their deck. And Solstice. So I definitely want to draw a card. Oh, I want to... What if it makes a difference? Solstice, I want to abandon this. So I get those corrupted cards in the discard. I haven't got at least 13 cards here. I'll draw a card with that. And I'll discard a card to draw a card. So maybe we'll get one of the ones we just got. Strange Signs. Garrison this card in a land to break through for an exiled card and put it in your discard pile. You may take an unrest. I like the sound of that. And we got Dark Ritual. Not ideal, because we have got now Unspeakable Worship, but it can't be played unless Unholy Shrine is in play. Unholy Shrine was on the card I just abandoned, so it's in the draw pile. Oh, and I've got to, for Cursed Library, I've got to discard a card or abandon it. Well, I can discard Oracle. I can't play it. So, stuff to do then. I can garrison that in a land to break through for an exiled card. So an exiled... I mean, that's got wheat and land. That's 2 more symbols, isn't it? Just trying to think. I don't know if I've got blues to abandon. That's wheat, sea, and land. That's kind of leading. That's got the scroll. Ooh, I am going to garrison this. Does playing the card let me garrison it? Or do I have to garrison it in a land with the land's ability? Do you know what I mean? I wonder if anyone's said anything about that. What's it called? Strange signs. No. Nothing comes up in my quick Google anyway. It's not a passive, is it? So I suppose I get the feeling that I can play it, I can garrison it in a land so it's gone, but I want to get this land out because this is symbols that I want anyway, I think. It's got the water drop at least. To break through for an exiled card, there. And place it into your discard pile. So I did want to get rid of that straight away. You may take an unrest. I will. Return 3 unrest from your discard pile and take 2 population to take the top fame card. I want Spreading Chaos out, which discards one of their cards. It's a land and it's got C on it, so good for me. I can't play that. Each other player abandons an ongoing card. You may recall an ongoing card to take an unrest. You may garrison a card from your hand or discard pile and your ceremony card. Well, that's exactly what I want to do, isn't it? So, each other player abandons an ongoing card. That's one of their lands in their discard pile. Great. You may recall an ongoing card. So recall comes back to my hand, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure. Like, I've been recalling something, haven't I? Let me double check. Because do the attached cards also get recalled? Yes. So I've got Strange Signs back as well. You may recall that to take an unrest. There's not a lot of unrest left. You may garrison a card from your discard pile, from your hand or discard pile into your ceremony card. Well, we can do hand anyway. So let's do discard pile. So this is going to add land and the wheat and the sea. So right now that's 7 out of 13 symbols. Get that garrisoned. And I've still got a land out, the Frozen Waste. It's just the Frozen Waste is what lets me abandon other lands. Got one more action left. I want to keep Dark Ritual because there will be 3 unrest in my discard pile. I kind of want to get it back because he hasn't got any chaos right now. Keep that in hand. Keep that in hand and hope to get the shrine. I wish I hadn't chosen to get an unrest now. And I think I'm just going to discard. Well, let's discard an unrest to garrison a card here, because this is going to add, I think, just the water drop. I've got everything else. But then this is a land you could be getting out for Strange Signs to grab more symbols. Like the scroll. Or the handshake. Or the paw. Is there not a paw in exiled cards? Maybe he kept taking them. And you could get Frozen Waste to abandon itself, couldn't you? But then what are you going to garrison? You're not garrisoning anything. Yeah, garrison that. You've already discarded. Garrison that. And we'll hold Oh, Strange Signs we can still play under Frozen Waste. Maybe we'll just get another land with it later. So garrison it. To break through for an exiled anything and put it in your discard pile, you may take an unrest. I won't because there's hardly any left and they haven't got chaos and I would lose if the game ends that way. So probably the scroll. I can't play the scroll, but I kind of just want them exiled anyway, don't I? The handshake, yeah. They're just things I want to get rid of, aren't they? We'll take the scroll then into the discard pile. I want to keep these two, discard the 2 unrest. I need to put a population on something. Keep putting it on there. Maybe I'll get the card that lets me take everything off. Oh, I've never used this. Place a card on top of your deck to draw a card from the discard pile. Maybe I should have done that. Right. Yeah, put that on there and exile something. Exile something that's worth loads of points to them. Well, this one's worth 4 actually, so I'll exile that. That's the most points right now. But I have just put a land out for them. An unrest's gone back there. And then I'm keeping these, so draw back up. I'm hoping to find the Unholy Shrine. I have not found it. We've got that corruption card again. All players gain 2 resources. Each other player takes an unrest, and I can make them have a chaos. Okay. And it goes into their discard pile. Should definitely have given him a chaos the time before, but it's too late now. Bot time. Not a 6, please. It's a 3. Bit of a wonky 3 because it rolled into their deck, but that's just what the die wanted to do. Scribes. Other. Spend a resource they've gotten on. If unable, discard the top 2 cards of their deck and gain a resource. Okay. Number 2, unrest goes back. Number 4, unrest goes back. Number 5, terraces. Ongoing. Spend a resource to gain a progress, 25 progress, and all of these cards, and put this into history. We said going in though, probably going to get demolished, but I want to try and make this ceremony happen. So this was a number 3. We wanted progress on 3 and deal their cards for next time. Worryingly, I feel like I'm losing my voice. Solstice. I want to draw a card. I want to discard a card that I can't play anyway to draw a card. That means the card that I want is in one of the last 2 cards is this shrine. Get Unspeakable Worship out. Exhaust. Choose to gain an action or recall an ongoing card. Solstice. Choose pay 3 resources or abandon it. Oh dear. I have got a way of keeping a few resources, but not tons. So, other Solstice abilities. They didn't get a unrest, did they? They will in a minute, maybe. So, I need to discard a card or abandon this. The Lagoon, actually. I would like another ongoing out, though, so... Yeah, I can discard Temptation, can't I? And then abandon an ongoing or exile a card from here to break through for another exiled card. I mean, we could go for the handshake card, couldn't we, for another symbol? But I think I'm just going to have Frozen Waste abandon itself. Because we've got this as a new symbol to play. But actually, this would let me recall a land and it would be back in my hand to play. And it'd recall Strange Signs. But I want to exile this. I can't play it. I'm not an Empire. Okay. Frozen Waste can abandon itself. Along with Strange Signs. And that's all Solstice effects, I think. So back to it. Lagoon doesn't add anything. So I want Lagoon, so I've got to land out to play things. I could return these unrest. To take the top fame card. I don't know what it is. We want to do corruption, don't we? All players gain 2 resources. Each other player takes an unrest, and I can make them take a chaos and put it in their discard pile. And then gain a progress. Dark Ritual. I would gain the Fame card. I want Unspeakable Worship out as well, later. I'm going to play Dark Ritual. Return these Unrest. That gives me some freedom to gain some more. Pay 2 population, take the top Fame card, and I hope it's useful. Free play, draw 2 cards, or free play a card, ignoring those symbols. Well, that's perfect. Oh, I did want to get that under my ceremony card. I could break through for a tributary card. Yeah, free play. And I will free play this, ignoring its symbols. Recall a land to break through for a tributary. Because that's a symbol, isn't it? As well. Like, I don't think there's any tributaries with icons on them as well, is there? At least not in this disc. Oh, there's a helmet. But not in this exile right now. To break through for... Oh, to break through. So it would be... I could break through for that. Yeah, and get this population as well. And this lets you free play a land. I think I've used all my actions. So I've played that for free. And I will then discard a card to garrison a card here. And so I have gained the tributary icon. We're on 9 out of 13. Can we do it? So that's an exhaust done. Any other exhaust abilities? Place a card on top of your deck to draw a card from your discard pile. Or gain all the resources from one card. Okay. Gain all the resources from a card. I should have been using this every time. I'll gain a progress then, please. Got 7 progress to their 25. Keep the Unspeakable Worship, because I know stuff's coming out next time. There's the Unholy Shrine, so I can get both of them played. And then shuffle these up. And I don't think we're going to be able to Solstice next time. But the deck is looking so thin of, like, cards to go out here. Put a population on something. Oh, this is empty as well. You just broke through for a card, didn't you? Put a population on it. And we'll get rid of the land. There's like 3 cards left in the deck. That triggers the end of the game, doesn't it? When that runs out. But don't have a full turn. Oh, they're in a full turn. Jinxed it. Shouldn't have asked him. Okay, Oracle is going to be other, I think. Spend a resource? No. If unable, discard the top 2 cards of the bot deck and gain a resource. Okie doke. Then, number 2 is a land. Pop the land out. Exile a card from the market. Oh, run it out. Exile a card from the market. Gain a resource and a population. Number 3, Outriggers, ongoing card. Spend a resource, which they can now do, to gain a progress and put this into history. Number 4, the War Canoe. No, that's not. Oh, no, there's down here. Abandon a land to acquire a blue. There is a blue worth 3 points. Stop acquiring things. There's 1 card left in the deck. It's a land. It's a volcano. And then card number 5 is an Unrest, which just goes back. There is a card left, but I have to exile something. We get 1 more turn each, don't we? I think. Right. So, Solstice. There aren't 13 symbols yet. There are 9. Oh, mistake card to go to the other side. Did they not get any Unrest in all of that? They did, didn't they? Yeah, they got Unrest. So I can instead force them to take Chaos, which goes into their discard pile. I don't think the game's ending like that, though. Loads of unrest's been put back there, partly from me. Finally gained some, and I put it all back. Okay, Solstice. Draw a card from the Metropolis. Discard a card to draw a card from the Empire. And have a think. Oh no, that's just from this. No, that doesn't put chaos in their discard pile. When they gain unrest on your turn. So actually, these should be slid along, and that would be the unrest. I'm trying to complicate things too much. I could recall that to make them take chaos, but I'll just do it to get a progress, because I can put it back out again, can't I? Any other solstice? I've got to discard a card or abandon this card, and this lets me draw things from the discard. Let's discard a card, but I don't really want to discard the undecipherable scroll because I want that scroll in my thing. That's another symbol, isn't it? It's the only thing in my hand right now, I think, that adds another symbol to this. I need to think about recalling the Metropolis. That's a symbol. How am I getting 13 on this? How did I think I was close to 13? Oh well. Turn. The Unholy Shrine is going out. So what's that do? Exhaust. You can pay a thing from... You can pay a population to gain a thing, or you can exile a card and gain a population. In the Solstice, discard a card, or gain 3 resources and abandon this. But that isn't really what I want to have out. Although I will. I've got 6 population. I will exhaust that to pay 1 to gain a thing. I wish I'd had that out ages. I think I garrisoned it really early on, and I shouldn't have. But now I can play Unspeakable Worship. So, I can exhaust this to gain an action or recall an ongoing card. I definitely want... When you say definitely, do you definitely want? You could recall the Metropolis. I wish I hadn't gotten rid of all the unrest. We can put that out, and that'll make them draw a card or discard a card as it is. Right now, I want to gain an action. I'm going to do my corruption. Everyone gets 2 resources, because I need them for something. Can't remember what. I've got to pay 3 to keep this worship out, don't I? Everyone else gets a corruption, so I can make them take a chaos in their discard pile. And I gain a progress. But then with the extra action, you can't... I wanted to play Frozen Waste, but I need to discard a card to garrison a card here. So I'm going to have to... If I had the draw more cards card, I'm going to have to actually... Maybe you should have recalled a thing then. But I'll recall it next time where I can actually... discard it into something. Discard a card to garrison this. And we have now added the scroll to the symbols. I mean, you could be garrisoning in unrest. These are the symbols that we haven't garrisoned yet. I mean, I'm not a Martian, so I can't garrison one of them. And the Martians aren't in the game. I think they've had the only mask card that I've seen. I wish I'd got that. I wish I'd got so many cards. They get the popular... I have to put a population on something. And then exile something. I'll exile the land. I don't know if that matters now, though. So now the cards have run out. We check the end game. We don't just instantly end it. I know that for sure. Just let me... Oh, it's not on this bit. Oh. It's not on the page that I had open. So yeah, there are no more cards in the main deck, so... One final round, including Solstice. Finish this one with Solstice, then one more. I've got no cards in my hand. I do have Influential that'll help me draw things. I need a free play to draw 2 cards will be useful. And don't have a full turn. Thank you. So, first of all, they are playing a Tributary. Discard the top 2 cards of the bot deck. Return an Unrest from their discard. Put this card into history. Where have I put it? Oh, I've put it in their discard for some reason. Card number 3, the Golden Mask. I think shoots down to other here. Spend a resource, they can do that, to acquire a grey or green. 1, 2, 2 points, and this has got more tokens on it, so I think they take this. They like population that I've just handed them. But I don't think this refills. There's no cards left. Which actually makes the Unrest, it would be better if there were more remaining, wouldn't there? For make the Unrest run out. If I can give them this Chaos. And yeah, they just took an Unrest. I can make them take a Chaos into their discard pile. Oh no, it just makes them take a Chaos instead. But hey, it gets rid of a Chaos, and I'll just do it. Is this what they're playing now? A green. There's nothing. Other. Spend a resource to acquire. So another 2-pointer. I wish I could free play that back out again. And put this card into history. And finally, Unrest just goes back. So I think it highly unlikely I'm going to get to end the game triggering a collapse. I've got no Chaos left. If I could trigger a collapse right now, but I've kept putting Unrest back. Got too excited about other abilities. Solstice. I can draw a card from Metropolis. I can discard a card to draw a card with the Seleucid Empire. I need to pay 3 resources or abandon this. I don't really care about this. I will gain 3 and abandon this, because I don't need to replay the Unspeakable Worship now that it's out. I'll abandon that. And that shouldn't have an exhaust. I can garrison a summoning card there. Discard a card or abandon this. Discard a card again. I've got a lot of unplayable cards, haven't I? Right. So I don't think it's possible, is it? 13 different icons. I think I could maybe get to 12. Actually, I haven't got an Unrest. I should not have gotten rid of all of that Unrest. I feel like I've had this revelation multiple times this game. I've had this down in front of me and not in my deck as well. Oh well, there's only one card left in my deck, so let's play Influential and draw the Allure of Decadence card. Each other player abandons an ongoing thing. Let's do that. You may recall one. I will. To take an Unrest. Now we've got Unrest to potentially play with. I don't think I can do this multiple times, unfortunately. Oh, you should have a progress and you should have the rest of your cards, because they do get one more turn. Because we want to exhaust this. To discard something. And put Metropolis in. For the city symbol. we want to put an unrest on top of the deck to return an exhaust to the stake card. We can discard this to put Bucalari in here. And that puts the helmet in there. That's 12. I needed one more turn. You may garrison a card from your hand or discard pile. I don't think I've got any of these in my discard pile. In your ceremony card. Hand. I suppose... Oh, that wouldn't have needed me then. Hey, you've got rid of everything that's useful. A fame card, a fame card, a fame card. I've got a fame card in my discard pile. That's another symbol. It's going to be too late, and I don't think it's going to matter. But I said at the start, my goal is to try and do the ceremony. And although I, for some reason, didn't discard this card and kept it down here for ages, I don't think it's gone round loads of times. I think it would have been in this shuffle and wasn't because I put it back. Oh, we've still got actions. I can gain actions from this. I'm really pleased with that. I was going to use that to draw some more cards, however, and now I can't because it's gone. I suppose I could exhaust this to put a card on top of my deck. I'm not going to use the Dark Ritual. To draw a card from your discard pile. Yeah, this does Solstice. We'll get the Frozen Waste. I'll play the Frozen Waste. I'll play the Strange Signs, garrison this in a land to break through for an exiled card and put it in your discard pile. You may take an Unrest. They're worth a point to me, so I will. I'm just looking for a card that's worth the most points now. A point for every 4 population? No. 3 points if in play. How about just a straight 3 points is winning right now? 4 points if it's in your history. This is the last turn. Can't do any of that stuff. Point for every 4 lands? No way. 2 points per grain? I don't really know. A point for every 2 sets of symbols? I don't think I've really been doing that much. A point for every city or town? Maybe. A point for every tributary? I don't think it's going to be more than 3, though. I'm just going to take a 3-point card in my discard pile. Just for the 3 points. I don't think it's going to be enough. We can still get another action. But that's a free play. I can make them... That puts the... Yeah, I can't change it now. That puts Explorers in the discard pile. I don't know if that's going to make things scary for me. I might get a point if they get an Unrest. I could get rid of this, but I don't want to get rid of it. Why have I been getting rid of Unrest so much? I don't know. Any other exhaust abilities we can use? We can use that to get an action, but it doesn't matter, does it? You could recall this, but then you wouldn't have actions to play it. Just leave it. Right, bot. Final turn. That's kind of a roll. So they are going to put an Unrest back. Definitely no collapse happening. City, ongoing then. Spend a resource. They've got 1 left. To gain a progress. 28. And put this into history. Got a fair bit in the history now. Number 4 is a chaos, which they, I think, just give back to me, I would imagine. And they don't pay a progress. Maybe they should pay a progress. I don't know. They put it back in the unrest pile. I don't know. Number 5. I wasn't trying to end that way anyway. Couriers, I think just ongoing. They haven't got any resources left, so they gain 2 resources. And that just gets discarded. And so we'd put a progress on a card and deal more stuff out. Oh, it is important because they're going to get 1 more dynasty card. They're way off from upgrading. They've still got cards in their discovery deck. But yeah, that card's going to be worth points to them, isn't it? So they still needed to shuffle and gain the card. Although I don't know why I'm dealing them out here. So that is the end of the game. And we can get... Is that like a... Let me just check in this. Is that like a full... Oh, it is. Yeah. That's like a full view of the scoring page. Oh, we need to do the solstice. No, stop. Solstice. Oh, and I need a hand of cards and stuff. I don't know if that matters. What happens to the solstice effect of this here and trigger the game end? I think I want to discard that and draw another card with the Seleucid Empire. Solstice, you may garrison a thing there. No. Oh dear. Abandon a thing or exile a card garrisoned here to break through for an exiled card. I think I'm about to lose a load of cards, though. Exile that to break through for an exiled card. But that gives it me in my hand, doesn't it? And I think it's getting exiled in a minute anyway. Let's just have another 3-pointer. Solstice, Solstice. I'll abandon that card. I'll abandon that card because there's no more turns left. Then, if you have at least 13 different icons on cards garrisoned here, flip your state card to its summoned side, put this card into your history, and trigger the game end. That's 2 unrest in the old history. Flip it over. Solstice. You may put a card from your hand into history. I don't know how many green cards I've got. Is it loads? 2. I don't think it's loads. No, it's 2. So the most point... I'm losing myself points here. Okay. Then, exile all cards except summoned and unrest cards, because you can't play anymore now, from your hand. So I'm losing like 5 points from these cards. I suppose there's 5 points on this summoned now. For each card exiled this way, draw a card and choose to return an unrest or gain a progress. I suppose a progress then, so I've lost points with those decisions. There's so much in the exile pile. Okay, so that's the solstice taken care of, and that's the summoning. If I'd had like a turn to do something with the summoning and done things, maybe it could have been great. I think I got rid of way too much unrest. I didn't need to be doing that. Could have been cycling through it. Could have been getting fame cards from it and just using it for all sorts of abilities. That's playing as other civs, isn't it? And being too scared. So that's what we're ending with. And then this website, again, it's imperiumscorer.surge.sh. It's amazing. So I am using the B side, and which ceremony card is active? Ceremony of the Key. I am on the summoned side, so that's 5 points. Then cards in play. And again, I can't get this on my phone. Like there's options I can't choose when I'm on my phone because I'd really like to see what using a photo does. it can make sense of a photo. So in play, we have got the Seleucid Empire, and then from my cards, the Twisted Grove, and it's not in play, it's garrisoned. Spreading Chaos and Frozen Waste is out there. Garrisoned is just Indoctrination from my cards. And then we have got... Is there anything else from my cards? No, this is all stuff that I've gained. We've got Influential in green cards, Trading City, an Undecipherable Scroll. Oh, wait. No, I'm doing it wrong. Twisted Grove had Indoctrination, yes. Under Ceremony of the Key, because sometimes it matters what's under certain things. I don't think it does in this case, actually. But, you know, to be right about things. So we've got Influential garrisoned in there. I've got Mangrove and Alluvial Plain in terms of lands. For blues, I've got Carolingian Kingdom. For whites, I've got Baclari and Metropolis. And it knows that I'm using the Horizon set, so it's only showing me cards from that set. And green, I've got Trading City and Undecipherable Scroll. I think it's just called Imperium Score. If you Google that, or the website is Imperium Score, or one word, .surge.sh. And yeah, it keeps track of your resources through the game and the bots, so you don't need... Well, you still need the tokens to put on cards and stuff, but it keeps track of those things really well. And then you can do the scoring yourself if you want to still at the end, but you can choose an option where it'll do it for you. And if you can get it on your phone, there's this option at the top here that says use photo. So I don't know if you can just take a photo of your play area and it'll work all this out for you. That would be amazing. So garrisoned. History, I haven't got much. I have got Ceremony of the Key in my history. I assume it knows that. And Malayu Kingdom from there. In my deck stroke hand, let's see. Let's get all the cultist cards together, because we can probably just check all of this off. So in my deck and hand, I can't check them all off because some got exiled, didn't they? So we've got Cursed Library, Unspeakable Worship, Cloak and Dagger Dark Ritual, Blood Sacrifice, Allure of Decadence. Chaos was -3. What was the Chaos card? Oh, my Chaos! He's given me a Chaos back. Yeah, Unrest is worth positive points to me, but Chaos is bad. Oh well, I couldn't help it. He goes last. He gave me one back. Summon Aid, Unholy Shrine, and Oracle. You can see it's working out my points as I'm doing all of this. And then I've got, in my hand, Lagoon and 2 Unrest. Oh, wait a minute. I bet it doesn't cause me -3 points, right? It would cause him -3 points if he had it. But it's not in my hand or deck, is it? So I don't know if I don't think it does score me -3 points. Cards in exile. This is optional unless you are playing a card like the Utopian's Monastery, which scores based on this number. There's loads. But yeah, I don't think that matters for me. Count from photo. I really want to try that. Add your notes about strategy. Choose what triggered the end of the game so you can keep little notes on things. Such a cool website. And now, so what did I have? 50 odd points. 52 points. He's got 28 just in progress. Like, not counting any of his cards or anything. So, yeah, we can see the way this is going. But I can happily say I made the summoning happen first game. It doesn't matter where the bot's cards were. So I'm just going to group them up by like type. Maybe I should be grouping them up by like his cards as well. And then by type. Just fish all of his cards out because that's a category in this, isn't it? He's got some chaos to be worrying about. I think a load of unrest. He's still got 2 chaos, so that is -6 points. So maybe that can clinch it. it might not. Maybe it's not going to be as far off as I'm thinking. We'll see though. He hasn't got any of those cards. Oh, he's got loads more in his history though. The bot always does. I was surprised early on when he didn't have a billion cards in it. I don't think he had any for ages. Right, you're one of his cards, and then we've just got getting types, and this is kind of sorting them out for the end as well, for when you're putting it away. So of his cards, we've got Outriggers, Savai, Islander, Kumara. I love that they disappear as well as we're going. Tattoos, Wakatua, Nafuana, Explorers, and the large canoes. Raro and Haka. Hawaii, Tahiti. Tilla and Advance. Okay, so that's all of their cards. And then they've got Moneylenders, Epic Poetry. Uh-oh. Jumping up now. Couriers and Scribes. They're in the lead. Let's do the Unrest and claw it back. One Unrest. We're in the lead again. I've got so many of these cards. Golden Mask. River Raiders. Cultural Diversity. Terraces. City. Oracle. Hunters and Trackers. Blue. Goryo. Tyranians. Still more categories. Lands. They've got Bogs, Borderland, Rift Valley, and Glacier. Fame. They've got Canny. Just 6 straight points. Oh, wait. What did I just press there? Intrepid. Same amount of points. Doesn't really matter. And then they do have... Wait a minute. Unrest. Chaos, please. Knock them down a peg or two, but you can see they are many, many pegs ahead of me still. I think there's a final scoring thing, isn't there? It's taken into my account all my things. Yeah, won by loads. I did manage to do the summoning, but I managed it so late it didn't really matter. I don't know what I would really have done. Like, you can see that there are, I think, someone very involved in the game. I think one of the developers or something is in the BGG forums, and there is a thread about the cultist, about what you should be doing, and one of his like main emphasizing things is just like you need to know what's in your deck and what's coming and what you've gotten rid of, which is probably true for a lot of them, but even more so in the cultist because they have their whole deck. There's nothing to think about in terms of developments and the advancement cards and stuff. It's all in there. You need to work out what you need now, what you want to get gone. I probably shouldn't have put all of those things out there. Definitely should have kept some more Unrest going, especially because it's just with positive points. Maybe even exile the Unrest. So it's going into your... Not exile it, but put it into your history. So it's like gone from here and you can... Like there was a time when all my chaos was gone. And if there was less Unrest about it, if I hadn't kept putting it back, could have just won... Like you... It says on the bottom of the Chaos card, if the Chaos pile is empty when Collapse is triggered, the Cultist player automatically wins. As any other time in the bot game, if Collapse is triggered, you just lose. You don't even count. So there we go. Okay, I think, like, for me, it's faster. Like, there's a lot of cards in that. Like, everyone's got a load of cards. But by the end, loads of those cards have been taken. I suppose it's a bit different from me, but I didn't take that many cards this time, did I really? Probably should have taken more earlier on. But then you don't want to clog things up, so it's hard to judge. I find, like, especially since the cards you've already selected disappear, and you don't have to be thinking about, like, I'm always, like, all over the place, especially if it's in the middle of a stream of, okay, so make sure you keep where they were separate, and the ones with straight points on them, the ones with asterisks, okay, so this wants me to know how many lands we've got, okay, so count all of those up, but make sure they all stay where they are. Like, it's doable, and I've done it in like other streams, but yeah, it's so much easier for me to be clicking this this website. But the photo idea, let me know if you use it. See if you can get it working on your phone. or a tablet or something and see what the photo option is. Because if that works, that's amazing, right? If you could just take a photo of your play area and it's like you'd have to lay out your hand and history and whatever. But I think it's like a different photo for each area. If you can just lay out those cards and that scorer can just automatically work it out for you, that would be amazing. I'm sure it's possible because I said last time that what was it? Is it Between Two Castles of Mad King Ludwig? The scoring app for that could like look through your phone at the table right now and just straight away go, okay, you got this many points, you got this many points, here's it all laid out for you. So yeah, if the photo works in it, to say I haven't tried it, I think that could be great. So yeah, I enjoyed the Cultists. As I said, my goal was getting this summoning to happen because yeah, they can enjoy their victory, but the Cultists ultimately will succeed. We have ended the world. They can enjoy their prosperity and exploration for now, but Cthulhu is here and Azathoth is here and the world is about to be devoured. So tough luck. We get I wouldn't say the moral victory, but we get the immoral victory. So there we go. That is another game of Imperium Horizons. Hey, Rach.
Hello.
You come just at the right time.
It's taken a long time.
It's a big game. But there we go. Yeah, let me know if you'd like to see some more and what empire you would like to see, what civilization you would like to see. If so, I mean, we could do Cultists again. I can't say that I would be any better another time, but hey, maybe I would be. There's loads more like tough ones as well. The Martians are quite cool because they've got like those tech cards as well, haven't they? Maybe that would be one to try. The bot has been the Martians, but I haven't. So that's it for now. On Sunday, I believe Eldritch Horror will begin. A new series of Eldritch Horror, and this time, I haven't had one for ages. I think last summer was the last one. And Rach is in this one, bringing her good luck to the investigators of the world. So yeah, that'll be coming up on Sunday, and episode 2 will be coming up on Patreon. Oh yeah, you can support. I don't think I've said it the whole stream. You can support the channel on Patreon and Ko-fi. The links are in the description. Massive thanks if you can do that because it's how I'm able to do any of these playthroughs. And yeah, there'll be more. A playthrough vote has just gone up on Patreon as well, so you can decide some of the stuff that will be happening in the coming weeks. But for now, I think that is it. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves, and I'll see you for the next game. Bye, everyone. Say bye, Rach.
Bye.